Welcome to Ren's Tops. Today we are excited to show our selection of Tom Cruise's craziest top action sequences that is done for real, which will keep your heart racing. Don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends who have passion for some high-octane action. Mission Impossible, 1996, the fish tank explosion. The explosion was very real, with 16 tons of water and glass threatening to bear down on him. Any delay would have meant the possibility of Cruise drowning. Ethan Hunt causes the explosion in the film as a means of escape, but Cruise only very narrowly escapes himself while executing the stunt. He dashes away from the explosion with a signature run that he's become known for. Minority Report 2002. The hoverpack chase. Cruise's ever-dynamic energy prompted even Spielberg to subject him to some high-profile stunt work in Minority Report. An 80-foot rig was built for the chase sequence with Cruise dangling from 1.3 miles of cable. As Cruise's fugitive law enforcer John Anderson is being chased by hoverpack-wearing assailants, the actor takes a stunt wire for a spin. With 18 crew members handling the cable, Cruise successfully jumped, fell, and finally landed on a soundstage. Mission Impossible Fallout, 2018. Motorcycle ride. This stunt is made more impressive given that the crew only had a small window of about 90 minutes to shoot it in the chaotic roundabout at the Arc de Triomphe. The rest of the cars in the scene were controlled by stunt drivers, but Cruise had to do the entire scene exposed on the motorcycle without a helmet. Mission Impossible 2, 2000. The rock climbing. Cruise did this free solo climbing in Dead Horse Point State Park in Moab, Utah. He performed this scene on a harness, but there was no safety net underneath him. He accomplished this scene despite studio concerns about its safety, and he also tore his shoulder, performing a stunt where Ethan jumps from one side of the cliff to another. Mission Impossible, Rogue Nation 2015, underwater sequence. For most people, breathing is not optional. Spending too long underwater can genuinely threaten someone's life. However, most people are not Tom Cruise, who went through strict training to slow his heart rate to restrict his need to breathe. That effort produced a heart-pounding sequence for Rogue Nation. Cruise spent over 6 minutes underwater for the Rogue Nation stunt, a record only surpassed by Kate Winslet, who stayed underwater for 7 minutes and 14 seconds while filming Avatar: The Way of Water. Cruise stunned cast and crew members alike with his underwater performance, especially as he needed to complete a stunt while underwater. This one, perhaps more than any other, proves that Tom Cruise has become a master of performing his own stunts. Mission Impossible Fallout 2018. The Halo Jump. Cruise performed the jump on his own, filming one jump a day, while Henry Cavill was replaced with a stunt double. Cruise is the first actor to do a Halo jump on camera. He, along with a few cameramen, filmed a total of 109 jumps from an altitude of 25,000 feet, 7,600 meters. The final product in the film includes CGI for the lightning storm and consists of 3 takes strung together to create the illusion of a continuous shot. Mission Impossible Fallout 2018. The helicopter fall. This was an incredibly high-risk scene to film because Cruise would have died had the landing not been executed perfectly. The safety line couldn't have protected him in that event. Cruise falling from a helicopter and landing on the cargo was intentional, even though many in the cast and crew weren't aware of that at the time. Not only that, but the actor performed this stunt a total of 5 times. When Cruise let go, it gave the impression that a major error had been made and that he was about to be seriously injured, or worse. If he had hit the payload first, his neck would have been broken by the impact. Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning 2023. The motorcycle jump. This is considered as one of the biggest stunts in cinema history. A motorcycle jump off the 1,246-meter-tall Helsekapen mountain cliff close to the Geirangerfjord in Sunmore into a base jump. In this movie, this proved to be the main selling point, but it was a great challenge for Cruise and the stunt coordinators. Engineers, base jumpers, and the movie crew have spent months in Helisilt to finish this epic sequence. He wanted it to be perfect, so he did the incredible stunt 6 times in one day. Mission Impossible, Rogue Nation 2015. The plane trip. Some stunts appear too incredible to even possibly be real, but Tom Cruise always completes them regardless. Hanging onto the Airbus A400M is one of those moments. While strapped to a real plane with the help of a harness, Cruise clung onto it for 8 separate takeoffs to complete one spectacular Rogue Nation stunt. Cruise did not wear a mask, nor did he have any eye protection. Instead, he simply held on to the plane and felt the sheer force and winds of takeoff from the outside. If there were any issues with his gear, Cruise might not have completed the landing. The Mummy 2017, the plane sequence. Tom Cruise's zero-gravity scene in The Mummy, however, was another story entirely. Cruise shot the zero-gravity scene 64 times over 2 days and 4 flights. While it wasn't one of his most dangerous stunts, given that he was in a NASA plane and had been thoroughly trained, it was still an incredible display of determination. Mission Impossible Rogue Nation 2015, the motorcycle sequence. One of the reasons this was so dangerous is because Cruise was doing the motorcycle stunt without protective gear, like a helmet or leathers. Many of the roads are winding and have steep drop-offs that would be deadly for anyone who went over them. Mission Impossible 2, 2000, Ride Through Flames. Tom Cruise insisted on driving a motorcycle through actual flames on the set. If he were to fall or crash, he'd have caught on fire. Mission Impossible, Fallout 2018, Leaping from Building. Cruise smashed his foot against the other building and broke his ankle. The Last Samurai 2003, The Sword Fights. The horse was mechanical in some shots and failed to lower at the right moment, and Cruise almost took a sword to the neck. Edge of Tomorrow 2014, Robo Running. In this movie, he had to run with a gigantic metal suit weighing 85 pounds. Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol 2011, The Skyscraper Climb. The realistic shot of Cruise sprinting down the building made it all worth it to fans. Most of the people who watched Mission Impossible 4 broke into a cold sweat during this scene. Cruise performed this stunt on the side of Burj Khalifa, attached to the cables, which was digitally erased in post-production. Tom Cruise ran, slid, crawled, and flew around the Burj Khalifa in Dubai for 8 days. Dangling from a 1,700 perch, the only thing more disorienting than the dizzying heights was Cruise's stunning level of comfort while doing it. Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning 2025, the plane stunt. To no surprise, Cruise performed the death-defying stunt himself, clinging to the wing of a vintage biplane as it soared through the sky at 140 miles per hour and at 8,000 feet. Cruise experienced extreme wind pressure and minimal oxygen while strapped to the aircraft. Cruise wasn't just standing on the plane either. He was actively performing complex moves in the air, including climbing from a fuselage to the wings.